Welcome again to this session. We are still in our Python series. In this session, we are going to be looking at strings in Python. We spoke about strings in our data type video. So some of the topics here have been explained in that session. So the first thing we are going to be talking about here is how to create string in Python. But some of how we can do this was explained in our data type video. So I will not be going back to explain some of those concepts again. So I will be putting the link to that video in the description section of this particular video. However, there is something I want to make mention before I move forward. Now, we said that if we want to create a string, we create a string using a single quote, a double quote, or a triple quote. However, what of if we have a quotation mark inside the string we are creating? What do we do? For example, this is name. So because we have put all of this inside a single quotation mark, we are going to get a string. So if I say type of this, we're going to show that it's a string. However, if I want to do something like this, if I want to say he is Okebomi's fathers. Now, you can see that I started this with a single quote. However, the quotation mark inside it are in double quotes. If I do this, Python will accept it. You can see now. So let's check again. So it works. If I change this to single quotation mark, and I also change this to a single quotation mark, Python is going to throw an error. You can see invalid syntax. However, if I make this a double quotation mark, and I also make this a double quotation mark, and what is inside is single quotations, Python will not give us issue and we are going to get the same thing. So the logic is that whenever you have a quotation inside the text that you want to convert into a string, ensure that that quotation mark is not the same as the one you are using to enclose the string. If you use a single quotation to form the string, inside that string you should use double quotation and vice versa. Now, let's talk about indexing and slicing in a string. We spoke a lot about indexing in our list video. I think if you do not understand how indexing works, you should go and watch our list video. You will see a whole lot of examples on how to apply indexing and slicing in list. That principle also works for string. For example, if you look at this, we want to slice some of this string out. So this is how we go about it. Let's make it easy. So from here we say that, okay, let's take the first 6 elements, that is from 0 to 5. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is Akamu. 6 is not included because of the type of indexing that we use in Python. So if I call on first name will give us Akamu. You can see now. However, if I put 2 here, what I'm saying is that you should start from the first index and you should start from 0 index, which is going to be A, end at the 5th index. So start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So end at 5. Start from 0, end at 5, which is U. However, go on every second element. So here now we have the first A, the second A, we have M. So we have A, M. So let's see what we have now. So you can see that we have A, M. So we did a whole lot of examples like this in our list video. You can also go and watch that video and have a very good understanding of this concept. Now I want to give us an assignment. In the description uh, section of this video, we are going to be having access to a link where you can download this notebook. So you can look at these assignments. This is the first assignment and this is the second assignment. The first assignment is simple. What is going to be the output of this syntax? You can see this double colon and then 2 after. Now, let me give us some idea on how this works. So if I have name and I do this, this is telling me that start from the first index and end in the last index because I don't specify anything. So this will give us everything in the text. So we are going to have Akamu Omodabra, everything. So you can see now. So if I put 2 here, what I'm saying is that start from the second index till everything to the last word or to the last element of the string. So it means that it's going to start from 2. So 0, 1, 2. So we are going to have a string that will start from this small a till the end. So let's check. You can see now till the end. However, if I do something like this, what I'm saying is that start from the first element, since we do not specify anything here. However, stop at index 3, not index 4. You understand why by now. So which means that we are going to have from 0, 1, 2, 3. So we are going to have AKAN. So good. And you can see that is what we have. Good. So with this tip, I believe you should be able to rattle out what this is. So you can run this yourself when you have the notebook. However, I just want you to think about why the outcome is whatever you have based on this particular syntax. However, the second question is this. So write a code that will combine the 3 strings together. So we have string 1, string 2, string 3. So write this code that will combine the 3 strings together and then write another code that will extract their first character. So the second answer will be that after you have combined the 3 elements, you are going to have GOL. So G is the first element of string A, O is the first element of string B, and lot is the first element, and L is the first element of string C. And the first answer will be GOTOLALOT, together like this. So you should try this on your own when you have your hand on the notebook, and I believe you can play around that. Let us talk about string concatenation. So how we can combine 2 strings together. So we have the first name and we have the last name. And somebody says, can you give us the full name? So you can say full name. So we use the plus sign as our concatenator. So if we do something like this, so when you see this error in Python saying something is not defined, it's telling you that there is no variable of such nature. And you can see that we have first name and not first. So you are going to be encountering some of this a lot. It usually happens when there is a typographical error, like the one that happened here. Good. So you see that we have combined these two names together. But assuming we want a space in between, there are two ways to do that. You can create a space here. If you create a space here, you are going to have a space here. However, we can actually generate the space by putting another plus here. So a string. So we are putting a space. So this space is also a character. It is very important to know that in Python, space is also a character. And Python counts space as a character also. And we are going to be seeing an example of how that can make a difference as we also continue in this particular session. So we have created a space here ourselves. So you can see now that we have the space now. Good. Let's look at how we can create multiple copies of a string. So we have our string, which is core. So if I say a times 2, we are going to have this. If I say a times 4, we are going to have it in multiple folds. So we can create multiple copies of a particular string. Let's look at string comparison, and that is very important. So if I say Kenny equal Kenny, this is going to give us false. Why? Because the first Kenny here starts with a lowercase, while the one here starts with uppercase K. So Python does not see them as the same thing. However, if I return this to lowercase, it's going to become true. So the same thing goes for space, like I said the other time. If I put a space here, so Python is seeing this space as a character. So Python sees 5 character, K-E-M-I, and then a space. Whereas it is saying K-E-M-I, that is 4 characters here. So if I run this, it's going to give us a false. Good. This is very important because it can make a lot of difference. So if you are running a very big syntax and you mistakenly put a space like this, you are going to get a wrong answer. And these are the things you need to take note. Membership in string, like the same ones we explained in list. So we can check if a particular string or a substring is a part of a particular string. So let's say here now we want to check if E is part of this particular string. So we can say so it's true because HE is part of this particular string. So each element, each character is an element of this string. So if I put A now, it's going to be true. If I put A, it's going to be true because A is also an element of this string. And the same thing goes for space. If I put space, there is a space here. It's an element of this string. So you see now, if I put double space, one space, second space, it's going to return false because there is no double space in this string. You can see now. So if I put space and I, so which is this space and I here, you're going to say true because it is present in the string. And also we can use not in operator to here. So if I use not in here, you're going to throw false because that is not true. Good. We are going to be ending this session here and until we meet in the next one.